The Cleveland Browns have made so many changes over the past 2 years that they have to consider the long-term health of their salary cap situation now. The team is scheduled to have $19,230,824 in salary cap space next season, which ranks no. 28 across the league. They will likely benefit by having some salary cap rollover into next year. According to the Daily Generated report from the NFL Players Association, Cleveland currently has $35,086,422 in salary cap space, which is the fourth best in the NFL. General Manager John Dorsey has built the core of this roster. The intent will be to upgrade and continue building through the NFL draft. There are some ways for him to create additional cap space in the next few years. There is a belief that the team will restructure the contract of defensive end Olivier Vernon, which would make it more cap-friendly for the Browns. There are a handful of current players that could be faced with similar fates to former cornerback Joe Haden or outside linebacker Jamie Collins. Take a restructured deal or be released. TJ Carey has 3 years left on his deal, but it does not make sense for Cleveland to part with him until after the 2020 campaign. He is scheduled to earn $8.15 million or more in each of his final 2 seasons. Outside linebacker Christian Kirksey has become a beloved member of the organization. The fans adore him, but this is a business. That was not clear when the team parted with cornerback Joe Haden, then it should be now. Kirksey is not a highly regarded pass rusher, and he is coming off a season in which he missed 9 games. It does not make sense to part ways with him this year because his dead cap hit is higher than his salary cap hit. It is fair game in 2020 and 2021. He is expected to earn more than $10 million on average each of those seasons. Join the largest message board community on the internet by signing up for the water cooler today. Right tackle Chris Hubbard has a higher dead cap hit $9.35 million than salary cap hit $7.3 million this season. However, if his play does not improve, then he could be on the chopping block next year when his dead cap hit drops to $2.4 million. To create more cap room this year, they could release 31-year-old defensive end Chris Smith, which would save them a little more than $2 million this season and nearly $4 million the following season. He is depth at this stage. Financially, it would make more sense to keep a 25-year-old Emmanuel Ogbah. The Browns have a lengthy list of unrestricted free agents coming due next off-season, but only a few warrant consideration. Tackle Greg Robinson, free safety Demarius Randall, quarterback Drew Stanton, center J.C. Tretter, wide receiver Rashard Higgins, defensive tackle Carl Davis, linebacker Ray Armstrong, cornerback Philip Gaines, inside linebacker Joe Schobert, wide receiver Ricardo Lewis, wide receiver Jalen Strong safety Derek Kindred, tight end Seth Duval, defensive tackle Brian Price, defensive end Anthony Zettel and Ogbah are all to become unrestricted free agents. Schobert and Randall appear to be the two that need addressed immediately. Arguments could be made for Kindred and Tretter as well. Beyond those, there are several players on that list that may not make the roster in 2019. There is some wiggle room for Dorsey, but the organization must be prudent with how they spend their money. It will not be long before tight end David Njoku, defensive end Myles Garrett and others come with an open hand.